one of the things that I love is chicken curry. And you know, the great thing with the chicken curry is that you can actually throw in anything. We're starting in with a little bit of lemongrass, ginger, garlic. I'm just gonna throw that in here. I just cooked it off. A whole chicken, and again, you can poach the chicken, you can roast the chicken, you can put it you can grill it. So when you have a bird like this, you know, it's always thinking about what are the parts of the chicken that would work best for certain things, right? So for example, think about the thighs and the legs. For me, it's so juicy. So that we're actually gonna save, and I'm gonna fry it. I'm gonna fry the bird for the next day meal as a wonderful sort of fried chicken, the way we serve it in Harlem. So it's really cooked fried chicken. So we simmered it. And I'm gonna put these pieces aside here. And maybe Joel, you can just dip them in the flour and all that stuff. And what you have here is just the meaty part of the bird, right? And all you have to do, you can rip it. You can just go into like this, rip it, and just add this in just like this. You want to do it on pretty low heat because it's already cooked and you want it to simmer just like that. This is just a little bit of red curry paste. You rip it like this. Use the skin and everything. That simple. Red curry paste, ginger, garlic, a little bit of lemongrass, chicken, of course, coconut milk.
Can y'all see this? This looks incredible.
It looks good, right?
Yeah.
There's two reasons why you want to cook the chicken before and then fry it, right? Two reasons, I'll tell you that. Really, you can make very simple 2 different meals at the same time. And the fried chicken will obviously, you also need to cook it much less, right? This is a healthier version of actually doing fried chicken because it's already cooked through here, and it will also be a tastier version because all the flavors of the chicken is infused here already, right? So you cook it in a nice broth like this, you lift it out, you have that dinner, that's your coconut curry chicken. The next day, you dip it in a little bit of flour. We're using panko flour here, and then you fry it. So when you fry something like this, like when you do fried yardbird, season the oil. What do I mean with that? Season the oil. I always put in garlic bulb, rosemary, as I'm heating up the oil. That means that oil now has flavor, right? So the other thing you want to do when you fry chicken too, only fill up about, only like 50% of the pot with oil because it's gonna just go up, right? And if you don't have big enough lip, you have oil all over your stove. So you want a really good fried chicken. It's cooked on 2 different heats. You start with low heat, and then you crank it up, just like we did now, with high heat, right? That's how you get it. You're gonna get it really nice and crispy. So sometimes goodies come really inexpensive, difficult things. Sometimes it's just as simple as this. Here you have a little bit of fried chicken skin, and that's a perfect hors d'oeuvre. You can just have that. You can serve something very simple on it. You can do a little bit of chicken liver pate. You can just serve it with a little bit of salt, peanuts. So I mean, it's a couple of things that has to happen when you have fried chicken, right? It's got to be a crunch, right? If you don't hear that crunch, it's not good. And then it's got to be deep. You got to develop deep flavors, right? That's why we season the oil. That's why we poach it before. So the texture, the food has many layers, right? Many layers. I want to know, who's got a question over here?
Oh, I do. Okay, so this is in regards to your fried chicken that you just did. What keeps it moist and from getting all dried out?
What keeps it moist? That's a good thing.
Using a cooked
What
chicken?
keeps it moist? So the reason why I picked the leg and the thigh here, right? You have more fat than the natural fat. We also cooked it on the bone. So that's why the breast worked well in the stew, and you don't cook it long, you just add it in. In that stew, you have the carrots, and you have all the flavors. So that goes into the stew, and then the thigh with the bone, skin on, makes it really moist. And there's definitely different opinion on how to bread the chicken. I think the best flour, the two best things to use is panko, right? Because it's light. If you use classical breadcrumbs, it soaks up the fat, right? And it gets heavy. Panko is light. And then mix in a rice flour, or even better, water chestnut flour, because it's also light. So now you have that super, super crispy, and that's what you want in a fried chicken. You want, if you don't get that crunch, you already decided it's not going to be a good chicken. No one's going to like a soggy fried chicken. Nobody.